Hello and welcome to this live interaction on News9's YouTube and Facebook page. I am Prajwal D'Souza. Now, ever since the COVID-19 pandemic began, several theories have been floating on the internet regarding the virus and its evolution. Now, one of the worries for doctors has been that of reinfection and what happens if a person gets reinfected by COVID-19. Now, several reports have emerged of people getting reinfected by the virus. Now, in a study conducted by the researchers associated with two hospitals in Mumbai have said that the case of 4 healthcare workers having developed severe COVID-19 requiring hospitalization weeks after being recovered from the disease, with mild symptoms, has been documented in India. The study also states that the second infection can be worse than the first for some. But is it true? How accurate is the study? Now, to discuss this, I am joined by Dr. Sitesh Roy, who is a renowned immunologist from Mumbai. Now, Dr. Roy, thank you for joining us. Dr. Roy, what do you think of the study, Dr. Roy?
So, Prajwal, cases of reinfection of COVID-19 have been emerging since May or June from different parts of the world, which saw the pandemic spread faster than us back then. And in those cases, the first news that had come, which was from Hong Kong, had shown that people who got the infection a second time actually either did not have any symptoms or were only mildly symptomatic. And that was a very reassuring fact for all of us clinicians, immunologists, specialists around the world. Later on, some data came from Nevada where they found that people who got a second infection that was distinct from the first one had worse symptoms the second time with greater problems than they did in the first infection. So clearly, while reinfection yet seems to be not a very common phenomenon, we are certainly seeing that people respond to the virus in different ways. In some people who seem to have developed good level of antibodies and killer cells, the infection, when repeated, might be only mild or asymptomatic. Whereas in other people where there is something called antibody-dependent enhancement of the infection, or there can be what can be called like an autoimmune type response to the virus. In such cases, we may see worsening of symptoms in the secondary infection. So while these cases are few and just emerging, I believe that this is not something that we need to panic about, but at the same time, we have to realize that this is something we have to watch out for in patients and counsel individuals who have recovered to still take all precautions.
Now, Dr. Roy, will the antibodies provide protection against the reinfection?
So there are different types of antibodies that are produced during any viral or bacterial infection, and amongst one of them is something called a neutralizing antibody. And majority of the previous vaccines that have been highly successful, such as for measles or rubella, induce a very high level of these neutralizing or sterilizing antibodies. Now, what has been found is that SARS-CoV-2 in different people, for different reasons that we are still understanding, induces different levels of neutralizing antibodies. So there have been some people who've had an infection and show hardly any neutralizing antibodies, and there are others who have had a mild infection and show very high levels of neutralizing antibodies. So it is not just the antibody, but the type of antibody, the titer of the antibody, and how long the antibody sustains that matters, combined with the fact that there are memory B cells which can produce antibodies at the drop of a hat on reinfection. And also there are T cells which can provide us cellular immunity against the virus. So clearly the nature of the antibody, the titer of the antibody, and the level of the antibody are all important. Coronaviruses in general maintain antibody levels for 3 to 5 months after an infection and then start declining. And COVID-19 seems to do the same thing, but that does not mean that necessarily a person will get reinfected right after that.
No, doctor, the study only reports only 4 patients. Now they have said that reinfection will be much more severe. Now, how seriously should we take this study, doctor?
So I think that the seriousness of this study really lies in the message at the end that we all have to get. And the message is, if a person has had a COVID-19 infection,
yes,
or has had an asymptomatic infection with a positive RT-PCR,
yes,
they should not become complacent. They should not assume that now I am immune and I have what is called the immunity passport and
yes,
nothing will happen to me, because clearly this has shown us that even if you have had the infection, though it may have been mild, you can get it again. And when you get it again, it can be quite serious or severe and even make a person go out of action for 2 or 4 weeks after that infection. So I think the key is, even an infected person needs to continue to wear their mask, even if they are around 1 or 2 other people. They need to socially distance or physically distance. And they also need to hand wash and sanitize and take all the precautions that they were doing before they turned SARS-CoV-2 positive on their RT-PCR and recovered from that infection.
Now, doctor, there have been, pandemics before. Now, how is COVID-19 different from the pandemics that were witnessed before? Is it the same or is it unique, doctor?
This pandemic has certain very unique features. Like if we look at the recent pandemics of MERS, it really wasn't a pandemic, it was more like an epidemic because it was localized to certain regions in the country. But if we look at Middle East respiratory syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome of 2002-2003,
yes,
what we find is that those infections were only spread from significantly or severely ill people to other people, whereas SARS-CoV-2 can spread from asymptomatic or mildly symptomatic people to quite a few others.
Yes.
And that, I think, is the biggest differentiating point. Now, the good things to learn from the previous pandemics is there have been people who had SARS in 2002-2003 who even after 12 to 14 years still have antibodies against SARS that are detected in their blood, which means that there are people who develop long-term immunity to this infection and can potentially fight it off very efficiently. Though again, every pandemic is different, and this pandemic, certainly because of the way it is spreading and the nature of the spread and the variety of manifestations that it is showing from different organ systems, as well as the long-lasting sequelae after the infection is over, are all quite unique features of this pandemic, in my opinion.
Yes. Now, doctor, one last question. There are several studies on the pandemic, but most of them are early results and preliminary studies without peer review. Now, is reinfection a point of concern at this point?
I would say not really, Prajwal, in the sense that if we don't have data right now that if we took 1,000 people who recovered from infection, how many out of that 1,000 would get reinfected? We don't have data like that at this point of time. So I can't give you percentage numbers that people after an infection, 10% of them or 5% of them or 1% of them can get a reinfection. But the fact that reinfections occur, as I said, it is not a reason to panic. It is not a reason to get stressed or anxious or worried. It just means that even if someone has had the infection mild, moderate or severe,
yes,
they continue to take all the precautions that they did before they became infected. And if they have comorbidities like diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, chronic illnesses in the body of the liver, kidney or other organ systems, neurological diseases, then they should be extra cautious if they have recovered the first time to try to not catch it the second time. That would be my message and suggestion.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Roy, for joining us. Now, while there have been reports of people getting reinfected and several studies, experts have pointed out several loopholes in them. Now, at present, reinfection is not a cause of concern, but it is important to take proper precautionary measures, wear masks and also follow social distancing.